we have to take like 2 days, it will means 2 times it will. So only mainly theory, and once I reach up to certain point like Active Directory part, also I will share one video. Please go through that video also. Okay. That is about our group and domain, how to create users and stuff. I will tell from which point you have to watch it also. Okay guys, this is servers and services part. I'll give you an overview of a topic. It's all about what is workgroup, peer-to-peer, server client, workgroup and domain, what is an Active Directory, what is DHCP, what is DNS. It's all about what are the different type of servers, based on different type of servers, their services, okay, server operating systems, okay, and different type of physical locate servers. Just an idea about what is data center. Then what is workgroup, what is domain, what is Active Directory, what is Active Directory. So what is a DHCP services? What is DNS server? Okay, what is DNS server? If possible, I will give you a small introduction to storages. Okay. Otherwise, we'll go to the another topic. Out of this one, very important one is what is peer-to-peer, server and client, workgroup and domain, what is Active Directory, what is DHCP, what is DNS, is very important. Repeatedly asked. Also, you must know how to do. And there is a one is there, so like a workgroup domain kind of stuff. I explained this workgroup and domain with what we can say with practical sense. So this is with the practical. I showed how to create a user, how to create a password kind of stuff, how to reset the password. That is I explained here. So it is a little lengthy, like a 1 hour 33 minutes, but no need to start with the starting point, guys. It is you can watch it from. So you can watch it from 50 minutes. You can connect 50 minutes. You can put it like a here chapters. Here it is 50 minutes. I said like no 50, 55 minutes, 45 minutes like that it is there. So two directory practical. Mind join. Okay. First of all, how to join a client to domain. Okay. And then how to join a domain joining. Okay. Create a user, login user, reset password. Currently, I didn't check that location, so it's right. You open this now, right? So my point is, sir, it is a 1 hour 33 minutes. Who will watch it? Already we watched it. Okay, that kind of stuff is there. Of course, work group and domain, the remaining people also there, but this is mainly I created for a. Okay, so this is theory part. So you can I explained this part entirely theory. So you can skip the theory part and you can go up to last like a 45 minutes. Actually, it is by 45 minutes itself. It is 44, 45 minutes. It is started. I put a 50 minutes. 55 minutes. Here 55 minutes. 50 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. Here I explained. In this one, I explained about what is workgroup and domain, what is Active Directory. Importantly, in a Active Directory, how to join a client to domain. So that options I showed. And in a domain controller, means in a server, how to create a user. This is a server part. Okay. So how to create a user. This I created a user. I given a password. A client, how to log in with a new user. How to log in with a domain user. What is the domain name? What is the login name? Okay. So how to create with the domain. This is my PC. Now, how to create a group policy. Okay, so for example, you want to enforce certain settings, the client, how to put a group policy. I showed that one also, the group policy part. But I have to listen very carefully from 40-45 minutes to the ending. Then I have to split the video into the different things like joining to the client, creating a user, log into the client, creating group policy. This is how to create a group policy. Next one is resetting the password. How to reset the password. Okay. How to reset the password. So user request for a reset the password. Then we can reset the password. So like how it is will be controlled. So that is I explained in a single shot. Instead of 40, I use 45. Okay. So once our class completed, where is your batch? Once our class completed, maybe today or tomorrow or any time, even a Saturday or Sunday, better to watch it, guys. If you see first immediately by today evening kind of stuff, okay, so you don't forget the thing. Okay. Otherwise, what happen if you want to watch after some time, we have a free time, you will forget. So better to watch now. So I'm going to start. What is servers and services? What is server and services? About different type of servers and what is their services is the topic today. Okay. So what is peer-to-peer? Peer-to-peer is not any server model, not any client model. It is peer-to-peer means it's like a simply connection of two or more pieces together, sharing a information or a resources from one PC to another PC. For example, I have a data in my one of the PC. I shared this data from this PC. I have a data in the, I share the data, then this PC is accessing this. Data is here. I'm accessing the data from here. This is PCA, PCB. PCB is accessing data of a PCA by sharing. That's it. Here, there is nothing is a server and a client model. It is it's simple. For example, it is I have a printer. Printer is connected to this BPC. APC want to take a print, so they will connect through B and take a print. Okay, so sharing a resources, sharing a information, sharing a resources means printer sharing kind of stuff. Okay, in that particular instant only, one is act like a server, another act like a client, but there is no client and server. There is no centralized server or a centralized control kind of stuff we don't use in the peer-to-peer. Okay, no centralized server, no permanent server. That is a peer-to-peer. It's a kind of work group model, sharing information, data, resources between two or more systems without centralization, no centralized controlling. The system act like a server and other act like a client in a particular instance. So there is a PC, I'm accessing a data from it. So that PC is providing a information I'm accessing. So that is act like a server, I'm act like a client. But both are not a servers, both are not a clients. Okay? That is a peer-to-peer part. Next, next is server and client model. Server and client model, guys. Server means server provide a service, client access the service. In generally, that is the word we use. Like if server provide a service, client access the service. But in a reality, client server never provide a service. We have to ask for a service, then only it will give. Like a client request for a server and server respond to the client. So the client will request, there is a web server. You send a request, I need a web page access. Then you will get a web page. Okay, there is a mail server. You have to request, I want to send a mail or a receive a mail. Then server respond according to the your user request. Okay, so web server contains a web pages and we can access through web services. The clients using a web browser to access the web pages from the web server. Guys, why it is server and client things we are discussing is a centralization is there. Means there is a server and we are the clients. We are accessing the service from server. We are accessing the service from. So that is a centralization is there. See peer to peer, no centralized control, no centralization, no central server kind of stuff. But here it is, we have a central server, we are accessing service from central server. Next type, yeah, we have a work group and domain models are there. That is we will discuss, but before that one will come. Servers. When we discuss about a server and client, a server provides a service. If you are calling something as a server, like a DHCP server or maybe a DNS server or a web server, means we are calling that and as a server means based on their services, not based on their what is the operating system in it, what is the kind of hardware it is. Don't mind about it. We are always see their services. So here it is. Some servers based on their service name calls and some protocols also I mentioned. Some applications to which help to provide that kind of services. Okay, so here it is. Web server. Protocols are HTTP, HTTPS. Applications like a HTTPD, Microsoft Internet Information Service, Tomcat, Glassfish, like some service servers. There is an NGIX, that is also there. So web server provide a web services, and of course server and client relationship based on the protocols. How a server become a particular server? How a server become a particular server, like a web server, file server, DHCP server, DNS server. It is become a particular server based on a package is installed inside or built-in features or maybe installed by certain package or application kind of stuff. Okay, so a server become a particular server, like a file server, DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol, DNS server, Active Directory means domain controller is authentication server, deployment servers, Windows deployment servers. Okay, mail server. We can send a mail and receive a mail, right? The mail servers. So a server become a mail server by installing Microsoft Exchange application or a Zimbra or Squirrel Mail, like so many other applications. VPN server, virtualization server, database server, storage server. How to make a database server? Just install Oracle DB or a MS SQL server application or a MySQL application install into your machine, then it is can we can able to access that kind of database services. Storage server to store the data, access the data, and stuff. Yes. Server based on the services. These are the certain sample services from the different type of servers. We call that one as a server based on it is what kind of service it is providing. Servers. Okay. Servers, even it is not providing any services, we can call the machine as a one server based on what operating system is installed inside. You want a server means the supporting operating system is also required. Okay, that is called as server operating systems. Even whatever it is service it is providing, but it is basically required. Windows server operating systems are there from Windows NT 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, 2016, 19, 20. Linux based servers, different versions are there, different distributions also there. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Fedora, Debian, Ubuntu server, Ubuntu desktop is there, Ubuntu server is also. A lot of Linux based servers, Unix based servers, IBM servers, both application and hardware based servers also there. Okay. Virtualization related server operating system like a Hyper-V, VMware, VMware, vSphere, Zen server. These are operating system based servers, virtualization server. Ignore that point. Okay. So see the operating systems, different server operating systems. Windows 10 is not a server operating system. Windows 2019 is a server operating system. Okay. Next. Here it is. When our computers or our laptops are not supporting to run as a server, because basically server means 24 by 7, means 24 hours every day it has to run. Okay, so you can tell me, sir, I not shut down my laptop for last 3 days, 5 days, 6 days, still it is running, no problem, sir. But still it is our regular laptop or desktop are having a power, but it is very limited as compared to server hardware. Server hardware, motherboards, processors, RAM capacities, so onboard RAID controllers, storage options, SCSI connectors, network. So these are all little different from regular desktop or laptop hardwares. Okay, and in another hand, so there is a different type of set of servers are there based on the look of hardware, shape of hardware, whatever it is. So it is like a tower servers, rack servers, blade servers are there. Tower servers This look like a desktops only. It is a Dell tower server. Okay? These are the Dell tower servers, HP tower servers. You can see tower server. These servers, it is look like a desktop, but the tower is bigger. Tower is bigger, um, bigger the motherboard inside, bigger motherboard, and also direct SCSI mounts are there. We can insert a hard disk and remove the hard disk directly. Okay, RAID control, onboard RAID controllers are there. So you can open the details. You can try to open the details. You can find it. So this is a server's basket. So whatever it is inside a computer, normally same way it is say there, but different configuration. Guys, this is a tower server. Normal, it look like a desktop only. Next one is rack server. So this is a one single server, and this is also a single server. This is also a single server. It means it contains a motherboard, hard disks, CPU, RAM, and network connection. There, the rack server. Rack server, like an insertion of rack server, is little different. Is inserting blade, not rack. By rack server. Directly, we better to put rack server. Like this. Is inserting rack server. What is the difference between tower and rack server? So on tower, you have a server, motherboard, hard disk, CPU, RAM, everything is there, including SCSI storages on it. Same way it is go for a rack server. But rack servers occupy less space and less wiring capacity, less wiring. Simply can able to insert. One single rack is a server. Each rack is a one single server. This is the rack. Next one is blade server. See it is inserting a blade. It is a blade. Blade means each blade is a one single server. Multiple blades you can insert into the data center, like a one single rack, multiple blades can be inserted. Blades are usually like not having a additional storage space, but each blade is a server, but does not contains additional storage. But it occupy very less space compared to tower server and rack server. If you want to store the data, you have to store it centrally. It's like a NAS and SAN storages only. Occupy less space, um, easy wiring, okay, simple to insert and remove. This is the blade server. And here I have taken some thing like what is a blade server, rack server, tower server, a comparison chart. The definition, power, maintenance, cost, size, cabling, the size, smaller in the size and compact, larger, comparatively larger. Power, so less, more and more. Maintenance, less, more. The cost, lower price, highly priced, less expensive and cheaper. Our servers are less expensive and cheaper. But this is a lower price than a rack server. Why? Because racks are having a more connections like disconnections and all there. Simply a one single. Less cabling requirement, more cabling required, more cabling required. So like this, you can go to the different models. There is a comparison between. This is about your peer-to-peer server and client. Server based on the services, what service it is providing. why we are calling that name means based on the and server based on the operating system. What is the operating system you install in a machine? So based on that, we call that as based on the OS name, we're calling it as a server, not based on what service it is providing. Calling it as a based on what operating system we install. Here, the way it is hardware, it is there like a tower size or a rack mount server or maybe what kind of service it is providing. That is the secondary part. But we are calling it is as a server based on the hardware. Guys, the next one is a data center. So as I shown in a picture earlier, you see this is a data center. Data center is a simply say collection of different servers, storage devices, collection of servers, storage devices, collection of servers, storage devices, networking components like a routers, switches, cables, fiber optical cables, UTP, STP cables, firewalls, firewalls, softwares, application running in that one, softwares, services providing from the servers that is also we are considering here. Different type of storages, NAS, SAN storages, SCSI storages, RAID configurations, storages. Like as I said, simple guys, servers, storages, networking components, power supplies, cooling systems, environment. Environment means the AC power supply, cooling kind of stuff is then your environment. So that's totally is a in a data center. So what is a data center monitoring? Monitoring the environment, cooling system, power supply, backup power supply, backup devices, storage devices, networking components, servers, applications. Monitoring is called a data center monitoring. To know about anything, like you can search in any place, what is a data center? First of all, second one is what is a data center monitoring? And what are the monitoring tools we use to monitor the data center? Okay. Okay, now up to no. You are sleeping.